Hello, everyone. Let's look at the study questions for the excerpt from Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations. Number one, according to Smith, why do people trade with each other? I would say the answer to that is because Smith believes that human beings are particularly needy creatures. He contrasts the human individual with the individual of almost every other species, which he regards as self sufficient. That is, with most other species, the individual can take care of their needs by its own efforts. But the human being's not like that. The human being has many different needs, and we might say wants and desires and things that they need in their lives to make them happy. And so, getting other people to supply you with the things that you need, which you cannot get by your own efforts, is the trick of being a human being. Getting the cooperation, what does he say? He relies upon the cooperation of his brethren, great multitudes. So the way that you convince other people to supply you with what the things that you need is by supplying them with something that they need, and that's called trade. So it is such a fundamental thing that I think he almost pretty much defines us as trading creatures in this excerpt, because we so naturally engage in it because we find that to supply ourselves in a completely self-interested way with the things that we need, we are forced to supply others with what they need. That's called trade. Number two, why is trade, according to Smith, a better way to get things from people than appealing to their benevolence? Remember, benevolence means love, basically, sympathy. And so um, we can, he says we stand we stand in need of the help of great multitudes, but one person can only obtain the love of a few. So if you're relying on people's love or benevolence for you, not going to go very far. One of the things I said in class is that the thing to realize is that everyone else is as selfish as you are. I think is the idea. That is, everyone else is really looking out for themselves. And so if you want to co-opt them somehow and to doing something for you, you better have something to offer. If you're relying just on their fellow feeling and their humanity, as he puts it, you're not going to get very far. Number three, how does trade lead to the division of labor? It might be the other way around, actually. Division of labor leads to trade, but I think it's accurate to say that he believes that trade leads to the division of labor. I mean, because you need something to trade, right? I think is the idea. That is, if you realize that the most efficient way to take care of your needs is not to try to supply them all with your own efforts, but rather to get other people to do it, you have to have something to trade. So division of labor encourages people to concentrate on one thing. So they create a surplus. I guess the classical example I keep giving is a shoemaker. Shoemaker doesn't need to wear all those shoes. He makes them so he has something to exchange to supply his other needs. Number four is obviously open-ended. Smith's account of trade suggests a prosperous society will result from everyone pursuing their selfish interests. The idea of the invisible hand. That is, that people pursuing their selfish interest, and there's nothing wrong with having selfish interest, will, as if led by an invisible hand, be led to supply things to other people, to do things for others because of this mechanism of trade. And that if everyone acts in this selfish way, or this let's say, self-interested way, that they will be led to produce things for others because they need things to trade, and that this generally will result in an overall situation of prosperity. I think that's the idea. Do you think he was right? I mean, that's obviously a matter of opinion, but it is a certain argument.